If you have 5,000 dirhams, this is the gaming laptop that you should get right now. And you also get an owl with it. Welcome to the Cornea impression. Yeah, we have a new setup going on because for the first time we have a gaming laptop with us. This is the ACER Predator Helios 300, and I had reviewed this laptop over 4 years back, but this is definitely the new one. ACER this year at CES 2025 did introduce a lot of hardware with AI integration. We do not have AI integrated, but yes, this does support AI. If this is going to be your first gaming laptop that you're going to be investing in, yes, this video is for you. Let's understand if a laptop from 2024 is still viable in 2025. Let's get it started. Speaking of relevance, the hardware relevance does matter is because every year we get new hardware which is added into an inventory or is put out there. Like for example, this year when NVIDIA introduced their graphic cards, everything else that has been launched till 2024 suddenly became irrelevant, and the price is also very competitive. Hence, it is very important for us to understand if this laptop, which was launched in late 2024 by ACER, is still relevant for you. 5,000 dirhams is not a small amount, but when we speak about gaming laptops and at an entry level like this ACER, it's a very competitive pricing. There are many other competitions out there, but in my review 4 years back, this turned out to be the best one. Let's understand if the hardware that this laptop supports is going to help you get through for the next couple of years at least. Let's start with the processor. This Helios laptop has the i7 14th generation processor, which is the 14700HX processor, which has been market proven, has lasted a lot of stress tests that we have conducted earlier as well. This 14th gen processor from Intel does have 20 cores, out of which 8 are your performance cores and 12 are your efficiency cores. Now this was primarily done by Intel because they were not able to beat 1, the benchmarks that were set by the competitors, and 2, the efficiency or the power consumption which the nearest competitions would have. Overall, the performance has improved quite a bit, and because of 12 efficiency cores, you do get a little bit more usage times as compared to the older generations. When I say usage times, it's close to 6 hours, but if you're gaming, while it's not connected to its main source of power, one, you will have a little bit of lag when you're playing games. They will be a little slow, your frame rates will be lower, and you might get about 2.5 hours of gaming. But if you're not gaming, you're just using it for light usage, maybe working on your PowerPoints, doing some school work, it will last about anywhere between 5.5 to 6 hours. It supports a 90 watt-hour battery pack. So yeah, 6 hours is 5.5, 6 hours is relatively easy. But if you're gaming, maybe about 2.5 hours. And if you're using the inbuilt speakers, which are 2 of them, that's going to go down even more. Now to support the CPU for your graphic needs, you have the NVIDIA 4070 RTS GPU, which is the mobile GPU, 8 GB of DDR6 RAM. So none of the games that you will play will ever show any signs of strain. But yes, AAA titles will be dropping in frames. Again, this is a budget-entry laptop and not something that is higher requirement. It's all being squeezed into a chassis which is completely made of aluminum, weighs around 2.8 kg, so it's easy to carry around as well. And for your overall multitasking needs, it does have 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM as a support for the whole graphic and computational need that you will have. The onboard storage that you get is a 1 TB SSD, which is upgradable as well. Now, we are on the point of upgrade, so I'd like to point out, you do have 2 slots for your memory upgrades. The one slot that is there, you can have a full-size SSD that can be put, but the other slot, the other secondary slot that is there, you'll have to use a smaller size, is because the cables on the internals, now, we did want to open this laptop to show the mechanics, but unfortunately we can't open this specific one. But we will put out a picture for you all to see the internals of this laptop, so you'll be able to see how the layout is. That also being said, the RAM is upgradable as well, is because you get 2 slots, 16 GB of 2 RAMs which are there sorted in. They're not soldered, which is the best thing, is because that also gives you a chance to repair the laptop. Now, hence, this is one of the key factors that we wanted to discuss in this video, and we brought out a laptop from 2024, showcasing it in 2025, is because repairability and fixing laptops does become a big issue. And a lot of manufacturers out there soldered their RAMs, even their storage, when it comes to upgrading, you cannot do it on your own. Now, that's one of the key factors when it comes to people who are into gaming, is because they want to update their hardware on a year-to-year basis when it's required. This laptop sort of gives you that bandwidth of somewhere making those changes. It's not a CPU that you have that you can change out everything, but yeah, there are some changes with respect to the storage, the RAM, and even your Wi-Fi card that can be updated, and then drivers can be updated. So hardware is sort of sorted to take you through your 2025 to even up to 2026. It's a potent GPU, a good CPU, RAM is more than enough, and there's a decent amount of battery backup as well. Construction, I wanted to speak about construction is because there's a lot that has happened with the laptop from the 4 generations that I've seen. First of all, the hinge has been improved. In the last year's generation, one of the biggest issues that I would have is opening even the lid of the laptop. The top screen would sit so flush with the underbody that you would not be able to open the laptop screen easily. Right now, because there's a small ridge where I can put my finger in, pull out the display with one finger, which is one of the key design elements that I noticed is better. So what they've also improved is the overall chassis design. It is much more structured, rigid, and feels much more well built as compared to its other older variations. The trackpad feels nice and more premium as compared to the older generation. There was a flex to the older laptop, which is not there here. Even the keyboard is much more rigid. So your typing experience when you're typing out your projects also becomes much more easier to do. It's a gaming laptop. It's not something that you usually carry around, but if you do have to carry around, use it for work or use it for your school projects, it is doable. It's a gorgeous 16-inch display with 4K resolution with 240 Hz of refresh rate. Now, it also has a 100% DCI-P3 color gamut rating, because of which the color accuracy on this is beautiful. Your games are going to be very clear, and also with the added refresh rate, a lot of competitiveness comes in the way as well. Now, the other added factor with respect to the screen is how it's hinged. If you see the bezels around the screen, they're nice and small. On the top, it's slightly more broader is because it houses a camera, which is a 720 pixel HD camera. And it's a gaming laptop. And if you can't customize a gaming laptop, how good is it? You do get full RGB backlit keyboard, which can be customized to your preference. And there's also a logo at the back, which can be customized. This has been there as a feature on the Predator laptops for years now. And honestly, I'm really happy that they haven't taken it off, is because that adds a very nice personal touch. Other thing that I do like is the way you have this back port here, which sort of gives this a very futuristic look as compared to what we've had in the previous laptops. And then again, there are multiple ports that are available. Now, you do have USB 3rd generation ports on this side. There's also 2 more on this side. But if you need an HDMI port connection, it's right here on the back with a Thunderbolt 4 port on the left-hand side there, and your barrel connector, which is on the right side here. So that does get a lot of wires out of your way going away from your laptop, and it keeps your room easier and clean when it comes to setting up your mouse, other devices in and around. So it's a nice, cleaner, much more refreshed look. From all the generations of the Helios 300, this is one of the best ones that I have had in possession, is because the overall construction, even the front panel, which is brushed aluminum, with the small details at the end, they add a very nice futuristic look and feel to it. Honestly, even when the laptop is just lying there on the table, it's a really good piece of art and tech to look at. Now, this is a gaming laptop, so let's get to gaming and understand how good this laptop performs when we are gaming. Since we are going to be talking about gaming, let's also understand what is the physical change that happens to this laptop while you're gaming. The first one is going to be the fan noise. When you're not gaming, when it's in the eco or your normal mode, there's hardly any sound that you'll hear from the fans. But the moment you switch on the turbo mode, which I'm going to do now with the dedicated button that they have, I don't know if you all can hear it, but this will help. So it's loud. But I don't think as a gamer you need to worry, is because you'll be playing with your headphones or you'll have speakers connected. When you don't need them on, when you're not using it in turbo mode, just one button click and it all goes quiet and silent. Now that's one very good advantage when it comes to a gaming laptop, which can switch between these both modes so efficiently and be quiet when it needs to be quiet, especially when you're sitting in a library and working, or can go blazing all out when you switch on the turbo mode so that your performance while gaming doesn't get impacted. With respect to gaming, we did put the Helios 300 through its paces by playing some AAA titles like Call of Duty. We also tried Tomb Raider on the Helios 300. The frame rates were amazing. I rarely had any issue with respect to throttling on this laptop. Yes, it tends to get slightly warm around the keyboard area, but otherwise it has performed well. So if you're not into high intensive gaming for longer duration of times, it will perform well without throttling. But after a little bit of time, maybe after 3 or 4 hours, you start to see a bit of tiredness coming out of the laptop. That's throttling. But otherwise, it's performed well. If you do keep your graphics on high ultra mode, you will see that more often. But on high efficiency mode, it's going to perform extremely well. So to summarize this video, is this laptop for you? If you have 5,000 dirhams with you, yes. 5,000 or more, yes, because then you can upgrade a lot of hardware with respect to the RAM or the GPU that can be still upgraded on this. And you can also have 2 SSDs to go with this. So yes, if you have a bandwidth of anywhere between 5,000 dirhams to 6,000 dirhams, this is something worth considering. If you're a person who likes to game on the go, yes, this is also for you. It weighs around 2.8 kgs, which is not bad for a gaming laptop, quite honestly. And it's 16-inch of real estate that you have here. So if you want to edit on the go or game on the go, this is good. If you are a person who wants a bandwidth where you can upgrade your storage, your RAM in the near future, you can go for this. Also your Wi-Fi card. This has Wi-Fi 6E, but if a new generation of Wi-Fi card is available in the near future, you can upgrade that as well. So it's upgradable. It's somewhere close to the margin where you can call it pocket friendly. And honestly, it's also a well-packaged, well-built laptop, which is now in a proper full aluminum chassis. So yeah, if you ask me, this is something that you should buy, apart from anything else that you were considering before you watch this video. This is Aurelius from the Cornea Impression signing off. You have a great evening ahead.